In today's video, I have kind of a weird one for you. So last year, a movie came out. I think it was early December, late November. It was called Relay, and I didn't get around to seeing it. I watched it last night, and I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was a very effective thriller, so I wanted to put you guys onto it. For some context, if I would have done my end of year ranking now, this movie would have probably been in my top 20, 25. I like this movie a good bit. So as I say from time to time, I just like to give you guys recommendations, put you guys on the movies you might have missed. And if you like any content like that, like, comment, subscribe below, hype the video, because I do all types of content here, including that. But other than that, let's talk a movie from last year called Relay. So I'm going to do my best to keep this as simple as possible because it's kind of a convoluted, confusing movie, but stick with me. It's a very effective thriller. So what the movie is about, you have Lily James playing the main character of the film. She's this woman that works for a company and ends up being a whistleblower. And if you don't know what that means, basically what that is, this is a very simplified version of it, by the way. A whistleblower is somebody who has inside information or leverage against the company. Maybe they're doing fraudulent behavior, something that can be held against a corporation or a company or a government. And for that reason, they are blowing the whistle on something they deem to be wrong. Because of this, corporations don't just want their dirty laundry being aired. They send people to harass and threaten and just do things to people who could possibly come out and cause them harm. That's kind of how the cat and mouse game works between a whistleblower and a government and a company or whatever you want to call it. So in this movie, you have Lily James playing a whistleblower against the company she just quit. And at the time of leaving, she takes documentation with her. It proves that the company she was working for has been criminally negligent, like they've done wrongdoings. They're going to cause damage to tens of thousands of people, cancer, I believe. And for that reason, she wants to blow the whistle on them. She wants them held liable. She wants their wrongdoing punished. And obviously, if you're the corporation here, you don't want them spilling the beans. You don't want your dirty laundry getting out. So they start sending people to harass her and threaten her and follow her. You kind of have this unsafe thing going on where you have a person who's trying to air out what the company's doing, and the company will stop it by any means because a lot of money and criminal charges possibly are involved. And all the while this cat and mouse game is happening between her and her company, you have this middleman played by Riz Ahmed. And he has this business where he helps whistleblowers. And what he does is he helps these people to get compensation. He helps them stay safe. He gets people to stop following them. He's kind of the middleman anonymous negotiator that keeps both of these parties from acting up. Because by giving him the documents that would incriminate the company, it keeps his clients safe. He can kind of get conversations done that wouldn't be done otherwise because there's not trust involved. So the way this movie is going to play out is you have the cat and mouse game of Lily James and her company and all this threatening and this suspense going on of what's going on and who's going to be held liable. All the while you have this guy played by Riz Ahmed, an actor I actually like quite a good bit, by the way. If you've ever seen his other work, I think he's very good. And it is just a very suspenseful, effective thriller. Now, a lot of the time when people say suspenseful, they think like scary, you're going to be on the edge of your seat. I don't know if that's the type of movie this is. This is just a very well-written, gripping thriller about stuff I've never thought of before. Don't get me wrong, I've heard of this type of stuff before, whistleblowers like Edward Snowden and people leaking information. And the movie is called Relay. I don't think it's the most engaging title or anything of a movie I've seen before, but the reason it's called that is because everything, almost all of the dialogue in this movie takes place across the relay system. If you don't know what that is, don't feel bad because I didn't know about it either before this movie. I don't even know if it really exists, but it exists in this film. So basically what the relay system is our guy, the negotiator, the middleman, he calls into the relay system. And the relay system is this giant customer service thing where he'll talk to a customer service rep that will be connected anonymously to one of the parties. So he never actually has to engage with or show his face or show his voice or anything to any of these parties because he's completely anonymous. So that's why the movie is called Relay, because all of the conversation, all of the negotiations is going to take place through the relay system. So, you know, Lily James' character doesn't actually know who he is. The company is trying to find out who he is. And all of this is going on, this giant web of lies and deception and the cat and mouse game. It's just happening where nobody knows who's who. Nobody knows what everybody's motives are. It's just a very gripping film. A giant string of events where you have Lily James' character being asked to do things by this guy, and the company is trying to figure out who this guy is, and they're still threatening her, and they're trying to expose all of the documentation they have, and they're trying to get back in the power position. And I just love this film. As a thriller, I have never seen another movie like this. Don't get me wrong, it's not source material wise, anything you've never seen before. But the way it's depicted across this relay system, he communicates just by typing into a keyboard. He never actually verbally speaks to anybody. It was just such a creative medium for a thriller. Riz Ahmed, I've already talked about him before. I love this guy. He's in a show, I think it was called The Night Before on HBO. It's like a mini series where he's this Pakistani immigrant who gets accused of a crime. That's my recommendation for this video. If you have not seen that short series, go watch that now because that show is gripping as well. But I thought he was awesome in this role as always. And that was kind of odd because he doesn't even speak for 90% of the film. It's like a silent performance, just body language. He's also depicting a recovering addict in this, and the way his behavior is, it is subtle enough that you would believe some of his mannerisms and where this movie ends up going. You can totally see his character kind of envelops those traits. It was a very layered performance. You know, he has to do so much different stuff. We also have Jake Sully himself, Sam Worthington in this. It also has Willa Fitzgerald in this, my girl from Strange Darling. She's pretty underutilized in this. She kind of just stands off in the background, but she's a great actress as well, so pretty packed cast. So when the movie starts out, Lily James' character is just trying to get over on this company, but as the movie progresses, she kind of just wants to get out from underneath all of this. She just wants to be done with all of it. She wants her life back. She wants to be safe. She wants to know who this guy is who's like her guardian angel. The company does not give a fuck. They just want their documents back. They don't care who they have to pay off. They don't care who they have to threaten. Sam Worthington and his group of cronies are relentless in their pursuit to figure out who all these people are and get themselves back in front. And then finally, you have the middleman Ash's character, and he's kind of progressing throughout the movie as well, because as I said, he was an addict back in the day. And addict behavior, usually when you stop one addiction, you hop right into another. So you're kind of figuring out as this movie goes that he used to be an addict to alcohol, but now he's kind of an addict to being like a good guy, like a white knight. And he cannot let these cases go. He starts to get way too personally attached to them. This is one of these movies I watched it, and I feel like I have a pretty good eye for movies. Like I know what movies are going to do. I kind of feel like I'm a pretty good critical thinker, and I know what I would do in that situation. This is one of those thriller films where every time they had an idea for something to happen, and every time there was a twist or a turn and the plot progressed, I never anticipated what was going to happen. It kind of makes me wonder if any of this is inspired by a true story, if these are the testimonies that people actually do. Because if I was one of these people, believe me, I would have been fucking caught like a weekend. Like it would have never went on this long. I thought this was a highly effective movie, and the fact it's just kind of rotting on Netflix makes me sad. So I wish I would have seen this movie in theaters, but better late than never, I guess. Relay was a damn good time for me. But yeah, have you guys ever seen this movie? Have you ever heard of it? Have you heard anybody else talk about it? Because I have not. If you have, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And again, like, comment, subscribe, hype the video, join the channel. I like doing videos like this for you guys. So I will see you in the next one. Peace.